Hello and welcome to the Cinematic Attic YouTube channel. Let's take a look at what physical media I've picked up since the last video. First, from Garage House Pictures, they posted a while back that they had 4 titles going out of print. You had to order them now or they'd go away and you'd have to end up paying eBay prices. They had them on sale to get rid of the stock. Basically $10 a piece as long as you ordered at least 2. And I said, well, I'm just going to order all 4. And 2 of these I really wanted before, but they were a little pricey. So this was a great opportunity to grab them. One of those was The Intruder. This was a film that was not only thought lost, but really wasn't even thought about. The people at Garage House Pictures found this movie when they were looking for other films, film prints, and I guess nobody realized it was a movie that existed, which I find incredibly weird for a movie from 1975, but especially one that has Mickey Rooney and Yvonne DiCarlo in it, although they're not in it that much. But still, it was insane that this movie was almost just gone. But they rescued it, put it out on Blu-ray. And of course, not to be confused with the other movies called Intruder, Roger Corman's movie, the supermarket slasher. This is yet another Intruder. The other one I really had wanted to get before was Foes. Obviously a UFO themed film. So I grabbed that one. That's from 1977. Bloodstalkers from 76. And then from 1975, a movie that has a rather comedic title. It is not the movie that you're going to first think it might be. It's a PG movie about chicken fighting. There you go. Next up, I went to 2nd and Charles, and I've picked up just 2 things. The first, as I said, I was trying to pick up all of these Fox Studio classics because they're numbered. This is number 10, The Inn of the Sixth Happiness, and this will upgrade VHS for me. And then, because it was a nice price and because I loved this cover, I got The Bunker. From Amazon, basically. Spider-Man No Way Home. No brainer. Had to get that. I buy all the MCU films. 4K. You know, it's funny. None of the editions of this had cover art that I liked. So the one that I kind of thought I might like was the special edition through Walmart. I went to one Walmart. They didn't have any, so I said, forget it. I don't care. I just bought whatever Amazon sent me. So, pick that up. This month's from Vinegar Syndrome, I didn't get anything. But I did order one of the partner labels, and it's not because I didn't want to. I wanted to get all of it, of course. But as I said in the past videos, I'm trying to not just buy everything. This is from their partner label, Fun City Editions, Born to Win. This one I picked up because my edition, and quite frankly, I think the edition that anybody in the past had was a full screen, bad public domainish kind of print. I had this on one of those budget DVDs, and so when I saw that they were actually going to release this in a nice edition for the first time, I had to grab that. And I have seen this movie. It's pretty good. The only thing I got from Severn this month is from their Intervision sub-label, a film that is an old favorite of mine. Hey, stop stabbing me. Cannot believe that this popped up as their choice for Blu-ray this month. I know Intervision sublabel does focus more on shot on video, which this is, and this is from 2000 actually, so it's not as old as a lot of the shot on video movies you think of when you think of shot on video. But this one I first saw because I picked up the old original SRS DVD on a bargain shelf, like, you know, your remainder clearance shelf at, I think, a Borders, back when they still existed, for just a couple dollars. I thought the title was funny, the price was right. I took it home, watched it. Highly entertaining. This movie is very well done. It's funny. It's awkward. It's creative. And I really enjoyed it. And it was kind of my first real taste of kind of shot on video movies, I guess. I can't think of many others I saw before this. And you know, when I first picked that up, that was 15 plus years ago, maybe 20-ish, whenever that original SRS DVD came out. I remember showing this to a friend of mine, and he liked it, and I bought him a copy of a later SRS edition, which had better cover art than the original. The original cover art was not so great. But anyway, this this was a nice surprise. I had to get this. It's packed with special features, including and another film, Sledgehammer's at Dawn, which I have not seen, plus 4 short films, 2 of which I've seen, the other 2 I have not. So, well, I have now, but the other 2 of them were on the original DVD. But yeah, I had to pick that up. So I recommend this. If you're on the fence about this and not sure, I recommend it. Couple from Code Red. I read that this edition of Screams of a Winter Night was uncut with an extra story. It's an anthology, a horror anthology, and this has previously thought lost segment. I watched this ages ago on YouTube. So I'm sure it did not have that extra scene. So anyway, or extra story rather. So I had to get this to check that out. Yeah, Screams of a Winter Night. Also from Code Red to upgrade a terrible public domain-y kind of DVD copy that I had. Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century. How can you not want to see a movie like that? Look at that. It's fabulous. Okay, so for the month of April, well, let me back up. Every month I try to incorporate a theme into my movie watching and watch at least a certain number of films with a certain theme. Obviously, you know, October is horror movies. November is film noir for Noirvember. December is, well, Christmas movies. Next month, being May, will be made for TV movies. But for April, I chose films from the year I was born, 1977. So I said, let me watch, and I picked the number 20, films from 1977. And this was one of them. This was the standout out of those 20 films. This is the one that I had to buy right away. It's a Japanese movie, and if you've seen this, you know what I'm talking about. House. This is possibly one of the most gonzo films I've ever seen. The creativity and just the outlandishness of this film From second to second, you don't know what you're going to see next, and from second to second, what you do see um, leaves you smiling, laughing, gasping. It's insane, and not only is the story and the events wild, but the filmmaking too. It uses a lot of experimental techniques, a lot of interesting things. Basically, about some girls who go to stay for the summer with one of their aunts in what is a haunted house. House. And that's about as basic as I can describe it, and things go badly. But the film is such a strange mix of tones, you have no idea where it's going. This one, this one on Criterion, and it's on the Criterion channel. It's also on HBO Max. So if you have any inclination, watch this as soon as possible. If it's not on my top 10 film discoveries of the year list at the end of this year, I don't know what 10 films could beat this out of the top 10. This I loved. So if you've never seen this, yeah. So watching films from 1977, I purposefully picked out films from different parts of the world, different genres. I picked a couple from the kung fu genre, and especially because I was reading the book "These Fists Break Bricks" by Grady Hendrix and Chris somebody, I can't remember. I'm sorry. And so I was in the mood for kung fu films, and so I picked one off my shelf. It was one of those crummy old public domainy kind of budget DVDs where the picture's terrible, it's full screen, it's just not that great. I have many of those, especially with martial arts films. I watched this one and I loved it, and it happens to actually be an early Jackie Chan film. I think even before Drunken Master, before he was really well known. He was playing a serious role. Matter of fact, I didn't recognize him for about 20 minutes into the film. First of all, he's playing a serious role. He's younger. He has a different hairstyle. Anyway, that movie is To Kill with Intrigue. So here is the 88 films release. After I watched it, I knew I had to check and see if there was a better looking copy out there to watch, to own. And 88 films did not let me down. That's Jackie there, at least a painting of him. Can maybe see him there on the back. But this had a great story. What can I say? So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I know there's probably a lot of Jackie Chan fans out there. I like Jackie Chan just fine. I didn't pick this necessarily because he was in it, but he does very well. I discovered recently there was a movie he did called The Foreigner, I think, with Pierce Brosnan. Jackie Chan plays a totally serious role, a role in which he plays a sad, broken man, and he did a wonderful job. So if you think Jackie Chan can only just be a funny, jokey guy, you can watch that. You can watch this. If you do decide to grab this from 88 Films, it is a Region B only, so you got to have a region-free player, and I do. So, To Kill with Intrigue. Then I got a letter from Target saying that my Target card has not been used in a year. So if I don't use it, they're gonna discontinue it. So I'm like, fine. Nothing like someone telling you you're bad for not using your credit card. Anyway, so I went on Target's website and picked up something I'd had my eye on for a while from Arrow. this box set, the Dimension Trilogy. This is 3 Japanese films featuring this monster. I haven't seen these films, but that guy. This is one I've always been interested in, just never checked out. I've owned the first 2 on DVD for quite a while in edited, full screen, bad looking TV prints. So I kind of wanted to replace those with these and get the 3rd film. But this was always a little pricey, so I passed. But I took that as a chance to grab it. I will say the artwork on the box and on the flip side of the discs, on the inside, the reversible cover art, and on the discs themselves, I'm not a fan of. The art itself is perfectly fine. It's just, for my tastes, it's a little bit much like a cartoon. So, whatever, that's me. But, I'm kind of eager to check these out. And from Kino Lorber, I picked this one up to replace a bad public domain budget release copy of this Western, God's Gun, with Lee Van Cleef and Jack Palance. So just kind of getting a nice copy of that film. And I picked up the brand new film noir, Dark Side of Cinema 6. Film noir, one of my favorite genres. These are like candy for me. I'm so happy they keep cranking these out, and they have plenty more on the way, I hear. So this one features 3 films: Raging Tide, Johnny Stool Pigeon, and Singapore. Haven't seen any of those, and according to my Leonard Maltin guide, 2 of those hadn't been on video before ever. If that's true, that's great to get them here. So that's awesome. And I also forgot to mention that this will also upgrade this VHS. But that's all the new-ish stuff that I got. Here's some other things I picked up from Amazon. For free from Disney Rewards, using up some points. From Wonderbook and Video, picked up Pink Floyd's Pulse. I do have this on VHS, which I'm keeping. Went to my first yard sale of the season and picked these up for $1 a piece. And then I went to a Goodwill where all I found was that. Went to an antique mall, picked up some DVDs. Some of them are VHS upgrades, like these few. This one is actually from Olive. And this one, I'd passed this up before because it looked like a bootleg of something. But it's actually a release from the filmmakers. This low-budget film, you can see there, numbered 39 of 100. I tried to do research on this film to see if there was anything out there about it, but there's absolutely nothing. Website doesn't exist anymore. So, kind of a neat find. A rare film. Don't know if it's great or anything, but it's always fun to find stuff like that. So these VHS will be deleted. Okay, so 2 more films to add to the Pantheon. The Pantheon being my list of my personal favorite films of all time. This time the theme is films that were holy grails that I never thought would come out on decent releases. And both of them actually came out last year on Blu-ray, and it blew my mind. First one, little film called Siege. This is a Canadian action film, and it essentially is these people in an apartment building under siege by some bad guys who are trying to kill them. Essentially, the bad guys were chasing this one person who was a witness to a crime, a rather horrific crime, if you've seen the film. This person who is running takes refuge in the apartment building. The people there take him in to help him, and they then become targets themselves, and they're under siege. This film I first saw because it was recommended on a podcast. When it was recommended, I found that I owned the VHS. And so I checked that out. I tried to check that out. Turns out the VHS was effective, or not effective, defective, and the sound wouldn't work. So then I resorted to watching it on YouTube, which was fine. I got to see the film. I loved it. But the print was very muddy, dark, but at least I could hear it. I saw there was a copy on Amazon for sale, officially on Amazon for sale, and got that on DVD. Turns out it was a bootleg. Turns out it was the same print as what was on YouTube and the VHS. But hey, it was on disc, so I thought that's probably all I'll ever get out of this movie, is this bad print on a bootleg DVD. Well, Severn saved the day. So this film, it's suspenseful, it's creative, inventive. It has some really quirky things that the characters do that just work. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to survive. But it's great. This is one that would fit into what I referred to a couple videos back as the Warriors cinematic universe. You know, the 79 film The Warriors that I love, one of my favorite of all time, top 4. I like to imagine that there are other films that take place in the same world, same universe, maybe different parts of the world, different times. So while The Warriors is happening where it's happening, this one is happening in Canada. But yeah, this is on that list. But yeah, I love this film. Check it out if you've never seen it. Siege. The other one I picked because, well, yes, in May it will be made for TV movie month. This one was a made for TV movie. This one, I thought I was fortunate that it came out on VHS and that I was able to get a VHS copy from eBay, because many made for TV movies never even got that much. And then all of a sudden it was announced, like a ray of light from the heavens, that Kino Lorber, in partnership with Scorpion, was going to put this out on Blu-ray, and that is Night Terror, aka Night Drive. Snatched this up right away. This movie is wonderful. Again, made for TV movie. You can see there Valerie Harper. This is well, as you can see there on the cover, she's the only witness to the murder, and the murderer is right behind her. This movie is essentially a big car chase. So it's in the same realm as like Duel, but this one takes place at night, and we know the motivation of the person chasing her because she witnessed him kill somebody. So he's after her the whole film, and it is ridiculously suspenseful. But not only that, the thing that elevated it for me was that it was very inventive. There were little creative touches that you don't expect. Things that went a little above and beyond. A little extra thought went into this. Just little touches that, you think things might go one way, and maybe they do, but they add a little extra something. It's just it was a treat when I first saw it, and I immediately loved it. This is another one I had to watch on YouTube initially before I found the VHS existed. But yeah, such a great thing for this to come out on Blu-ray, on disc, and a nice looking edition. Yeah, so if you like TV movies, it is one of the great underappreciated genres. One of my favorite genres of films, made for TV films. I watch a ton of them. So May will be fun. There's so many gems, but this is definitely one of them. If you've not seen this, check it out. Give it a sample. Love it. Night Terror. So that'll do it for this time around on the Cinematic Attic. So until next time, everyone, enjoy your movies.